Первый сбор тогда, когда вот Хаид базу запустил, он даже ее тогда не запустил, но он сказал, что там Ислам есть ковер, есть гостиница, и вот там подъем вот сразу. Это просто гора, которая стоит перед базой, вот на нее надо бежать. Вот такой подъем.
Ислам, если его один раз завалит, он уже больше не сможет эти хайкики, что он там бьет постоянно одно и то же в чашку. Ислам ему не даст это сделать, потому что Ислам это вообще другой боец. Ислам и Хабиб мне советовали, что хайп сам придет, за ним нельзя гнаться.
Вообще расскажи о том, как ты познакомился с Исламом Макхачевым, когда это было, где было, какой момент, первые эмоции.
Первый раз с Хабибом я познакомился первый раз в 2014 году. А с Исламом я уже, когда пришел в школу Абдулманапа Нурмагомедова, это было где-то 19 год, я так год походил, потренировался, там пару турниров выступил. И когда Ислам уже начал ездить на сборы, первые сборы меня Ислам забрал.
The rest of this card. Ian Garry made this response video. And by the end of this 23 seconds of excruciating viewing experience, I may end up picking Makhachev, so watch out. Wait, you can't hear it. You may think yourself lucky, but I didn't actually mean for you guys not to hear that. Let's let it play.
Islam said he'd rather.
That's the fight I've been waiting for, really, because all my Muslim friends are like, Ian Machado Gary, I don't think we'll get tapped out. Islam! And I'm like, no, I don't know, pal. That's a big man. Out to Darce in the first round. And that is Islam's big deal right there. You know, he's got such a strength. Islam has, you know, they always brag about it, whatever, but you can just see it when he gets in on a single or holds that head and arm choke or whatever the hell submission comes. You can just see like raw coils of Dagestani power coming out of it.
Islam Makhachev's technical preparation for Ian Garry reveals a champion laser-focused on neutralizing a fighter built with uncommon physical tools for the lightweight division. Every session inside his mountain training camp dissects specific problems. Garry's reach advantage forces Islam to close distance against a striker who excels at range management. His wrestling entries must account for a taller opponent with superior leverage for off-balancing. His grappling sequences need refinement because Garry has actively studied how to create space off his back and has invested heavily in takedown defense mechanics. The conditioning work isn't generic. It's engineered to maintain pressure when chasing a mobile target across the octagon. This is the technical fight we've all been waiting for, because it represents a pure stylistic collision at the highest level of the sport. Islam embodies the Dagestani wrestling lineage perfected over decades: relentless pressure, suffocating top control, and submission sequences that capitalize on positional dominance. Garry represents a counter-evolution, the modern tall, rangy striker who refuses to accept the traditional wrestling hierarchy by building a takedown defense infrastructure that rivals heavyweight level. When these frameworks collide, the technical details, timing on leg kicks, depth of wrestling exchanges, lateral footwork during clinch attempts, determine everything. Islam's wrestling pressure operates on a specific mechanical foundation that separates him from other elite lightweights in the division. His single-leg takedown isn't just strength. It's a timing weapon he sets up by closing distance incrementally, forcing Garry to react defensively to his forward movement. Once his hands are locked on the leg, Islam's hip drive and positioning create a mathematical problem. Garry must either go to his back or somehow create enough separation to retain his base. But Islam's strength advantage means even partial control can lead to positional wrestling exchanges, where superior conditioning determines the outcome in extended rounds. His upper body control when Garry is defending, the head and arm grip, the body lock from side control. These aren't flashy techniques, but they are installed specifically because they leverage strength advantage against range. Ian Garry's technical counter-strategy hinges on one critical mechanic: staying vertical and maintaining distance through superior footwork and range management. His striking isn't designed to finish Islam. It's designed to occupy Islam's attention while his feet remain positioned to prevent takedown attempts. Every lateral step, every angle change, every feint serves a defensive purpose first and an offensive purpose second. The distance management comes from his height and reach, but more importantly from his understanding of how Islam operates. If Islam can't get inside the pocket, he can't initiate wrestling exchanges. Garry's jab becomes a technical tool that measures distance and keeps Islam's head moving, making entry angles for takedowns far more difficult. His boxing-first approach is intellectually sound because throwing combinations requires both fighters to be relatively close, which is where Garry wants to control the space. Garry's takedown defense mechanics reveal a fighter who has invested serious technical development in an area that historically determines lightweight title fights. His base and balance when sprawling are elite level. He's trained to sit his hips back and create friction on Islam's upper body when shots are attempted. His ability to use his length to maintain distance and create pummeling positions in the clinch gives him options that shorter fighters lack entirely. When Islam inevitably gets his hands on him, Garry's understanding of how to thread elbows through and create frame space is far more developed than previous opponents Islam has faced. This isn't overconfidence. This is technical preparation that's specifically calibrated to disrupt the traditional Dagestani wrestling sequence that has dismantled every other contender. Islam's relentless pressure is most effective as a technical strategy when combined with his conditioning advantage, because fatigue degrades Garry's technical precision in both striking and defensive positioning. As Garry tires, his footwork becomes less sharp, his distance management deteriorates, and his ability to recognize and defend against wrestling entries declines measurably. Islam's technical understanding of how to gradually increase pressure, nothing flashy, just constant forward movement, regular wrestling attempts, and relentless pace, is designed to compound these technical advantages over time. This is the exact strategy that has worked against every elite competitor Islam has faced. There's no dramatic moment where Islam suddenly overwhelms an opponent, just a gradual technical degradation of the opponent's ability to execute their game plan effectively. Garry's technical approach to round management requires winning the first 2 rounds convincingly enough to either discourage Islam or establish damage that makes third-round wrestling sequences more dangerous for Islam to attempt. If the fight is even heading into round 3, Islam's conditioning and wrestling advantages take over. The technical calculus for Garry is relying on his striking output and range to win rounds 1 and 2, then defending the inevitable wrestling intensity in rounds 3, 4, and 5. This requires not just technical competence in striking, but also a strategic understanding that he can't win round 3 against a championship-level grappler through positional control. Every technical decision Garry makes in rounds 1 and 2 must be calibrated around this reality. The technical variance in this fight comes from Garry's ability to execute his defensive wrestling while simultaneously maintaining offensive output that wins rounds and concerns Islam enough to limit wrestling attempts. This is the technical threshold where elite strikers separate themselves from good strikers, maintaining composure while under wrestling pressure, adjusting on the fly when adjustments are needed, and refusing to panic when inferior position initially seems inevitable. If Garry's technical execution of this balancing act is sharp, he has a genuine path to victory. If his defensive wrestling deteriorates under pressure, or if his offensive output becomes secondary to survival mode wrestling exchanges, Islam's technical fundamentals and championship experience will produce the expected outcome.